Dear younger me, you are enough. I remember the first time feeling unseen, and that was when I was a little girl. I was raised by my Jamaican grandmother, shout out to her. But as a little girl, I remember this one experience that I had. I remember one day in school, I think this was the day my grandmother dropped me off, or I used to go to one of my neighbors, and their older daughter would walk me to school because we went to the same school. She was like in high school, and I was of course in elementary school. And so I remember one of the days, one of the kids in my class came up to me and they asked me, they said, "Why does your grandmother always bring you to school? Where's your mom? Where's your dad? Like, why don't they bring you to school?" And for a second, I was confused as to why they asked me that. But I also knew how to respond in that same moment as well. And I looked at the kid and I said, "Oh, my mom, she travels a lot. She does a lot of business trips, so that's why she can't bring me to school. And that's why you always see my grandmother bring me to school. And then my dad, he works early in the morning, so he just can't bring me to school." And a part of that answer was true, but a part of that answer was a complete lie. And so the truth to that was my dad did work early mornings, and he couldn't bring me to school at the time that I needed to go. But the lie to that was, my mom wasn't on business trips and she wasn't traveling. I was raised not knowing my mom. Never met my mom until I was about 20 or 21. But as a kid, I would always talk to her on the phone. And I remember since that time that kid asked me that, those moments when I could talk to my mom on the phone. And this is an odd situation because you're talking to a woman and you have no image, you can't put a face to the voice. I have nothing to say, "Oh, this lady's my mom." All I have is, a voice. And so I used to always ask her, like, "Hey, like, why can't you come to Connecticut? Like, why can't you come visit me? Like, come visit me." And she would always just give me excuses. She would always just say, "I don't like planes. I don't like to take the train," whatever the case may be. But her mom would always come and visit me, my grandma. She would always come and visit me. She would go fishing and bring me and my grandmother fish. It was, I loved her to death. She did die, I think, while I was around 10 or 11. And so that was very heartbreaking for me. I think that was the first time I ever experienced death. I just, those two situations of that kid asking me, "Why does your parents bring you to school?" and then my mom not really helping the situation, allowed me to feel like I wasn't enough. It made me feel like no one wanted me, even though I was living with my grandmother and she loved me so much. It just made me feel like no one wanted me, and I had to strive to be someone I wasn't. And so I used to always wish as a little girl, I used to always ask, like, why was I born? I wish I was never born. I hate my life. I wish I had a perfect family. I wish I had a perfect life, because all around me, all I could see was kids with their families, kids with their moms, with their dads, a perfect full family. But when I came home, it was just me and my grandmother. And so I didn't feel seen. I spent my whole childhood feeling invisible, feeling like no one understood. And I didn't really have siblings around me or anything like that. So I didn't really have an outlet to talk to anyone or to express how I was feeling. And so it really struck me to the core. Growing up, that those situations shaped me as I was becoming an adult, going through high school and exiting high school, going to college, into the real world. I just felt like I needed to strive. I needed to be a people pleaser. I felt like I needed to do everything and anything to fit in, to blend in with the crowd, because that's what made me feel normal. That's what made me feel accepted. I just want to encourage you today that you are seen, you're known, and that you're loved, and that you're enough. Whatever you may be going through, just know that there is someone out there that identifies with you, and that you're not alone in your story, and you're not alone in this world. Even though I felt like I was the only girl on this world with the same situation, and as I became an adult, I realized that I wasn't. There was a lot of individuals out there with similar stories. Someone very close to me has almost the same story as me. My name is Quiana, and I'm committed to pioneering a movement where no one goes unseen. Comment the yellow heart to donate and join me in this movement today.